Hey everybody, how's it going? It's the Daily Shooter, and today I've got a very important California assault weapons ban update. This one is pretty big. It's one of the biggest ones. I'm going to say the biggest one this year. Now, before I get to that, I do want to answer one question that I get frequently whenever I make a video like this, and that is, where do you get your information and how do you get it so fast? And to be honest with you, it's not really a big deal. I don't have any like insider information or anything. I just go over to the Firearms Policy Coalition website. I'll put a link in the description box. I signed up for their newsletter. They send me the emails. I read the emails. I go over to the website. I read whatever it is they're talking about, and then I read any attached documents that go along with it, and I convey that on to you guys. So if you want to see this information before I actually make a video about it, because it does take me time to research, all you have to do is head over to the website, put in your own email. They'll send you a newsletter whenever anything breaks. And that's one of the best ways that you can do it, one of the best ways you can get information. And I'm not affiliated with them. They don't pay me to say that or anything. That's just exactly how I get my info. Now, on to the breaking news. Here's what happened. You guys might remember that the DOJ submitted regulations for the current assault weapons ban to the Office of Administrative Law, or OAL. They did that twice. Each time it was denied. Well, as a matter of fact, excuse me, it wasn't denied twice. One time it was actually withdrawn, then it was resubmitted, and then it was denied. And then now they resubmitted it again. Well, here's the thing. They resubmitted it exactly like they did the time that it was denied. But for some reason, this time it actually went through. So that's the big news. We have our regulations. The regulations have been approved by the OAL, and they are identical to the regulations that were put through the previous time. So I'm not sure exactly what the holdup was. I'm not exactly sure what the problem was previously, but apparently all you have to do is just keep pestering the OAL, and maybe they just don't want to deal with it anymore, but they passed it. So the OAL says, okay, you're good to go. You can implement these regulations. And if you ask me, these regulations create new law. They create new problems. They create more criminals out of law-abiding citizens. And it is extremely unfortunate circumstances for the gun owners of California. This is very, very bad. Now, if you're interested in more about what those regulations are, again, you can head over to the Firearm Policy Coalition website. Or if you want to, you can go ahead and click on my playlist. I have a playlist, all of the California breaking laws, and I kind of go over some of those things. Not everything, but I go over some of the regulations that came out previously. I just kind of read them off the computer. I made a quick live video about it, and I put it in that playlist. But still, it's really bad. I mean, taking pictures of your firearm before you actually submit it, you know, as registration for an assault weapon, keeping the bullet button on there. I mean, all of these crazy things that were part of those regulations went through the Office of Administrative Law and got passed. I can't believe it. You know, and I know there's a lot of people out there saying, how come you can't believe it? I mean, look at all the things that happen in California, and I know you're exactly right. But still, it is amazing to me that the office would actually deny something and then put it through on a second time. I mean, maybe it was some type of clerical error, a paperwork error, or something like that. But the regulations are in. Everybody knows now what it's going to take in order to register your AR-15 as an assault weapon if you decide to go that route. The rules are out there, so you can read them for yourself, and it's not going to be very good at all for anybody. So again, I urge you not to register. I urge you to go featureless. I urge you to go maglock, whatever direction that you want to go, other than registration. Registration is the name of the game. A lot of people say California compliant rifle, California compliant maglock, California compliant featureless rifle. That's not the case. Compliance is registration. That's what this whole game has been about. If you take your rifle and you pay the state money to register it and say that, hey, I have an assault weapon instead of an AR-15, you're the one that's complying with the law. That's a California compliant rifle because it's an assault weapon, not everybody who's doing everything else they can to avoid it. So that is my advice to you. Just completely avoid registration. Anyway, again, head over to the Firearm Policy Coalition. Let them know what your email is. Donate a little bit of money. Even if you only have $5 or $10 to donate, they are the ones that are pushing the majority of the legal action that's going through in California, and that's why I give them these shout outs. You know, they don't pay me. There's no affiliation. But at the same time, these are the people that are backing those legal fights to get these things overturned. Anyway, thank you all very much for watching. Again, read the regulations for yourself, find out, be in the know, and be ahead of things. Thanks very much for watching. Please like, subscribe. Have a great day.